for class, we created a cultural box. On the outside of the box, we used items or pictures or words that we think would describe how the world perceives us. And on the inside, we did the same thing, but to reflect our own core identities or aspects to our identity that are not easily perceived by others. And for me, when you look at my cultural box, I chose words like happy, thrilling, advantage, educated, fun, athlete, able, fragile, sensitive, deviance, young, criminal, and more. I do feel like my skin color does serve as an unearned privilege or advantage. I also feel that being educated serves as an advantage. I also feel like being able, meaning that I don't have any physical handicaps that interfere with my everyday life, um, also constitutes me as being advantaged. I also do feel like there are things that can serve as a disadvantage, though, like being female in a male dominated society. Um, Sometimes being young could serve as a negative or a positive, uh, depending on the situation in my experience. But oftentimes, people tend to perceive younger people as being incapable or less knowledgeable. Um, and I also put fragile and sensitive because I feel like many people may perceive me based on my age, size, or gender as being fragile or sensitive. And then at the bottom, I also put deviance because and piercings and bad and criminal because I have tattoos and a lot of my family members and friends have had tattoos. I've grown up around it my whole life, but it's often attributed to deviance or criminality. So I do think that having tattoos or piercings or even dressing a certain way can definitely impact how I'm treated by different people or institutions. The first thing I would like to mention in the box is the Mardi Gras mask I got in New Orleans. I've been living in New Orleans for about 10 years, which is a southern state. I came here in search of my mother because I had been adopted out a while back and lost touch with her. When I came When I came to the South, I was automatically outcasted and people would call me a Yankee and pick apart my accent. Over the years, I guess I learned to assimilate to the New Orleans culture because many people stopped asking me where I'm from or calling me a Yankee. Honestly, I love both sides, New York and New Orleans. They're just different, but different does not mean bad. In my experience, there's good and bad everywhere you go. Another reason I added the mask is because I'm also a haunt actor, which is not something people would think I would do. So up next is me in one of my haunt costumes as a bunny, and I decided to add this because I think that it kind of shows my personality in an animated sense, and because I do have very strong facial expressions and body language. So I added this photo of myself when I was graduating from Loyola University in New Orleans with my bachelor's in social sciences. As you can tell, I'm looking at the wrong camera during the picture, but I was very proud of myself either way. I think that I decided to add this because I think that education does set me at an advantage in comparison to people who are not college educated. I also think that it opens up more opportunities for me, and I think that it also facilitates the way that people treat me as well. I think that having a college degree does tend to make people take me more seriously and treat me better. I also added this cup in, and I also added some money from different places like Russia, Europe, um, Mexico, Jamaica, etc. Because I do like to travel, but I also think that traveling shows a certain sense of wealth or position of social class because I am fortunate enough to be able to travel or be able to take vacations every once in a while. I've also included a picture of my dog. I've had him his whole life. He's almost 10 years old. But I've always lacked a sense of family structure in my life. And I feel like because of that, I've grown like really attached to my dog and my friends. Next up are some items related to the beach and also items related to sports because I feel like sports and the beach are a big part of my life and they also dictate a lot of the friends and social groups that I have. So the last items I put in the box was a butterfly box with some items inside. And I chose this to represent my resiliency um, because I had faced a lot of violence and trauma in my past. Thank you for watching, and remember that this box was made for a class project. The outside of the box reflects how I believe that the world perceives me, and the inside of the box reflects my core values.